What's up guys, this is Frosty. Some people are asking me a tutorial to make for liquid, and the main thing about liquid is pretty much the transition from one move to another that looks really smooth, kind of like water. So, I mean, an example of liquid is the basic wave, everyone knows that. Thing is, you can't do liquid really well if you don't know the concept of flow, because liquid is a technique that incorporates the concept of flow. So once you get the grasp of flow, liquid will be a lot better, or your light shows will be a lot better, because the transitions from one move to another will be smoother, and instead of choppy and hesitant and stuff like that. So I think it's a good idea if you learn liquid. If you want to learn anything, liquid is probably a good start to incorporate your light shows, and a good transition also between moves. So basic thing to start liquid is the wave. So I'll show you that, I guess. You start off with the prayer position. Lift up one hand, right? Bend it. 1, match it. 2. Just flip it around so it's not like this, it looks like this. 3, and then 4. Back to square one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And then once you have that, it'll kind of look like that. I mean, you can only go so smooth, but then you expand it. And it's the same, you're doing the same thing with your fingers. You can kind of see 1, right? 2, 3, 4. 2. I mean, it's not perfect, but you're going to kind of get the same idea. So when you have that, you can kind of mess around with it and take it all the different places you want. And outline stuff, trace your body, trace your arms, follow imaginary shapes in the sky, like predestined paths. You want to make a star. I mean, obviously it won't look visually like a star, but in your mind you have an image to trace out, and it will be kind of cool from the person getting a light show. So obviously you can also do it in place, right? In my opinion, I don't really like that, just because it just looks kind of, I don't know. How many times do you see a wave when it's in place? It's not really liquidy or fluid. I think in my mind, I think liquid or water, I think about movement as opposed to being in place. So you would, here's an example. Imagine imaginary line, imaginary curve, okay? And your hand will follow that predestined path. So, and you can have, just pretend like the path is like, I don't know, a rail, and your hands is like a train, just following this rail. And just kind of follow around wherever you want to go. So with that, you can draw shapes. You can, it's a good way to transition from one move to another. So if, for example, you're in the middle of a tut, right? You can pull it into liquid, or even if you have, even though you use your whole hands, you can have a finger, right? And so you can even do it just like individual fingers, however you want to do it. So the nice part is that you can trace your body. Once you kind of mess around with this, the basic wave, one thing you can think about is, not a lot of people do it. Liquid dancers do it, a lot of lovers don't do this, is splits. So for example, you have this motion, right? The basic wave, and you can split it. I mean, it's the same motion, but it's one is in the foreground and one is in the background. You can kind of see. So see, they're back together again, and then you split it. I kind of fucked up that time, but you kind of get the idea. Like, your hands, this motion, right, doesn't change at all. It's just you have one in the foreground, one in the background, and you can overlap them and create illusions. a concept that kind of helps with that is think about like your hands are you have hinges at the end of your hands, right? So wherever one goes, the other wants to follow, even if it's not side by side. Like, for example, like this. Let's see, wait. Yeah. So you have like this. Obviously, they're not like this, right? Tip to tip. It's like backwards. But you can always somehow, if you follow the same concept that they're following each other, no matter what positions they're at, you'll always have something to follow with. And it'll always smoothly transition from one liquid move to another. So, and the thing is, if they split paths, like for example, you're all liquid, and you can trace something and stop, like imagine them in two like separate like paths, right? And as long as they meet back together, reconvene, it will still kind of have the liquid illusion, even though one is obviously not following the other one. It's a good filler too between moves. I think that's most of what you can learn from liquid. In order to get liquid done really smoothly, you have to flow. So if you ever want to do, I mean, I could throw more examples, but you kind of get the idea though. Like for example, whatever you're doing, you can even do from like anything, like full hands, overlap, splits, changing dimensions, like stopping motions. What I mean by that is like one is stopping, the other one's going, picks it back up again. You can go forward one direction and then immediately split in the next direction. Don't be afraid to, like, as long, and the cool thing about it is as long as you follow the flow and you have the basic liquid hand motion, it will still look like liquid even though it's not like one following the other one all the time, right? Like even you can go attach, you can go splitting forward and backwards, foreground and background, or you can even go through, right? So this is from the top view. So you can kind of go through the fingers if you want. I don't know. There's different ways you can take the same concept and work through it. I think at this point I'm just repeating things, so if you guys need more questions, like liquid is, like learning the technique doesn't take that long to do, honestly. And the concept of flow may take a little getting used to, but the nice part about it is that you can, it's pretty easy to pick up, get used to, and just incorporate in everything you do. Even if not doing liquid, even doing something robotic or touch, you can still somehow get liquid out of it. So, happy gloving. If you need any questions, let me know. Alright guys, take care. See ya.